Hey YouTube, Sandy Frank here. This week's episode of Hobby Talk. On Hobby Talk episodes, I like to do stuff about things I'm into for sure, but also things that I'm into that can help you guys as my loyal viewers. You know, like stuff like good little tips or whatever, things that can benefit you as well. So, this week's episode, I wanted to talk about doing an eBay consignment. So what that means is basically it's a part of part of my business in my the way I am able to buy cool stuff for my collection is I sell stuff to buy stuff. I mean, don't use like your paycheck to buy stuff or credit. You know, sell stuff. Use that money to buy stuff you want or to resell. And I've grown this into a thing where I've got a lot of really cool stuff that I love in my collection, but also, you know, it's really fun to do. It's a great hobby. It is kind of a pain if you don't like selling stuff on eBay. This is why this part of your business could exist, actually, is, you know, a lot of people don't want to mess with shipping things and dealing with customers on eBay, dealing with buyers, dealing with risks involved with shipping, and all this sort of thing. You know, there's a business opportunity there for you if you don't mind doing these types of things. And this is a part of my business. Is I do eBay consignment for people, and my customers, they are definitely that. They don't want to deal with all the work of listing things on eBay. They don't want to deal with having to ship things and that sort of thing. And so that is basically my service to them. And you know, you might be thinking, okay, well, you're doing all this for them. What's in it for you? Well, for me, I charge them half, and I've had no problems getting business doing that. I know there's some people that have better rates than that, but for me, I think it's worth it, to me to be worth it to me to do this. I charge half, and it's a rate that when I first came up with the rate, at first I was telling the my customer, hey, well, I'll split this with you, but then we also have to split the shipping costs, and they didn't want to do that. So I just made it simple. I'll just take whatever it sells for. I keep half. I give you half. So it's a win-win situation if you think about it. They don't have to deal with all the hassle of listing it, taking pictures, putting it on eBay, shipping, packaging, all that sort of thing. And it's a great deal for me because I get free inventory to sell. So, I'll give an example. So, like, these are Hot Wheels treasure hunts. So, there's a person I work with. They know that I know about Hot Wheels and have collected Hot Wheels. And this person had a bunch of treasure hunts and a bunch of other cars too. And they were just done with the hobby and were willing to sell their things off. And instead of like wanting to try to sell their whole collection, they came to me and they knew about me, that I can sell things on eBay and stuff like that. So I told them, hey, I have a consignment business. You know, if you want, we can do it this way. You know, in my eBay store, I don't like to do auctions because auctions often you don't get very much for your stuff. So I will list things at the cheapest buy it now, which always seems to be pretty fair prices. Sometimes you sell things lower than what you'd like. Sometimes auctions will go higher than that. But you also have a minimum that you're going to be willing to take. So I do it best offer, cheapest buy it now or best offer, something like that. If they get really close to my price, I'll go ahead and take it, give them a few bucks off. Also, if you go to my eBay store, you mention that you watch the channel, I always have this standing offer to my viewers. Mention that you've seen this on the Sandy Frank channel, I always give you another 10% off of the price. So that's a good deal for you guys if you're looking for stuff. But going back to the consignment thing, this consignment business has been really good, and I don't like to advertise that I do that because I have so much business from this, it's hard to keep up with it. I have tons of stuff that I still need to get to sell for people. Just when you work full time, there's only so many hours, so it's taking me a while to be able to get some of this customers' Hot Wheels. And if they don't want to wait on this, of course, I just give them back to the person, and they can handle the selling and stuff. But I told them up front, you know, I'm not going to be able to do these right away. It's going to take me a long time to have time to be able to do this, but that's what I'm willing to do. And you have to be fair with people. Don't try to rip people off, or else you're going to sink your own business. So I've done this with a lot of stuff, and it's been great. You get extra money. I don't mind shipping stuff. I'm doing that anyway, selling stuff on eBay. It's just I'm getting free inventory to sell. And I think that there's going to be a future really good opportunity in this, because especially in the TCG industry, you take something like this, Lord of the Rings collector booster box. These are approaching $2,000 for a box. That is scary to ship. Now, there might be customers that want to sell these items, and you know, but they know also, man, that's going to be really scary to sell this product. So there might be opportunity there for big ticket items to sell these for customers. But also keep in mind, you're handling big ticket items like this, it's big risk for you too, because you got to make, so if you ship a package to a customer, like a buyer, especially for an expensive thing, especially when it's not yours, because you're risking someone else's stuff, and you're going to have to if you're doing this as a business, you're going to need to be responsible for the items you're shipping and packaging and all that. You darn sure need to make sure you package it very carefully. If it's something expensive like this, I would highly recommend getting like signature confirmations, insurance of the packages, all that sort of thing, because you don't want this is the reason why they're coming to you to sell this for them, because it's scary selling and shipping expensive items. What if this gets lost? What if the customer on the other end just wants to scam you? So that's why you got to protect yourself if you're doing this sort of thing. It's like a treasure hunt or something like that, like a $5 car. I mean, this is also a tip, guys. Only do consignment on things that are like worth your while. To me, it's not worth my while to do a consignment on like a $2 or $3 item. I mean, because you're splitting that with your owner, and so you're getting $1 or $2 and doing all this work for $1 or $2. It's just a lot of work. So I try to keep it like at least $5. You know, that's still a lot of messing around for just a couple bucks. But hey, it's all about the hustle, right? So like these aren't all just $5. This one's probably like $20 for this one. You know, get to know the products too. Know the prices of stuff. You know, get what they're worth, because that's another thing, is your buyer or your owner is wanting you to get the best prices possible, because that means they will get more money for their things. So that's the name of the game in consignment. Now I will put this out there. If you guys have a bunch of Pokemon cards, especially like graded Pokemon cards that you're just looking to get rid of, I would love to take on more Pokemon cards to sell for like a consignment sell. And this is the deal. I get half. So let me explain this again. So let's say Joe Bob is a viewer of the channel and is like, hey, Sandy Frank, I got in a Pokemon, graded a bunch of cards. I now want to get rid of them. I don't care what I get for them. Just get me the best price possible. What are your rates? Okay, so I will tell you right now. So what I would do, let's say this card sells for $20. That's probably more than that, but we'll just use 20 as an example. So when I list an item for someone, or even for me, I always charge the customer shipping. So that's not the part that I split with them. What I split with them is the price it sells for. So if this sells for $20 on eBay, they get 10, I get 10, and then I have the customer pay for the shipping. So I still get most of my $10. You know what I mean? The shipping and packaging and listing, eBay fees, all that comes out of my end, but I will charge the buyer shipping for stuff. And my shipping is pretty cheap. I just charge $5 for shipping a Pokemon card. And I always get delivery confirmation. Now, if this was a super expensive card, I would get like signature confirmation and stuff like that. But hey, guys, if you guys have a bunch of Pokemon cards you want to get rid of, I'm just advertising for Pokemon here because Pokemon is so hot right now. I can't keep slabs in stock. I mean, even stuff like this, a PSA 8 tag team, Togepi, Cleffa, and Igglybuff, these sell like hotcakes right now. Tag team stuff is on fire. It's great. Like this card, I kid you not, even as a PSA 8, goes for over $100. So if you think about that, you have a bunch of really cool Pokemon graded cards, you just want to get rid of them. I am a trusted seller. I have 100% feedback. I'm not going to try to scam people. If you have Pokemon graded cards you want to use my consignment services, that's the deal. Send them to me. You can contact me on my email or whatever. I'll get you my address. You can send them to me. I will. And these, trust me, I get these put in my store pretty quickly because it's very easy. Hot Wheels and stuff like that take a lot longer to get listed. But like Pokemon cards, they would get listed very quickly in my store. Now, one thing that I will tell you, and you need to tell your customers if you're starting an eBay consignment, is like if you're doing it the way I do it, and I'm not doing auctions, things can sit in my store for a long time before I get a good offer. So they have to be very patient and know that I'm not just going to take some lowball offer right away for their things. I'm always going to go off of what are they selling for right now, what's the market like, just like I would my own card. I've had cards, and even Pokemon cards, in my eBay store for a couple of years. Like, I'm very patient with my stuff, and I'm not like just trying to quick flip them. There's a lot of people that'll just put everything on auction and you just get what it goes for. Auctions are bad, guys. You could really lose a lot of your value. Buy it nows are much better, and as long as you're pricing your things as the cheapest buy it now, and your item is decent, you're going to eventually sell it, I think, because at some point a lot of people don't want to deal with auctions. They just like to buy it now, just click that button, poof. Or they can make offers. They don't have to deal with the auction process. And you definitely get better prices when you do the buy it now option. Anyway, this was this episode of Hobby Talk, talking about eBay consignment. I'm just telling you some of the things I do, and it's been very successful. I like to put that money that I make from my eBay consignments into things like this, like a collector booster box of Lord of the Rings, something that's really special to hold on to, or this is the Prismatic Evolutions. Not sure what it's called in the Japanese, but there's a nice booster box of that. Stuff like that. There's no way I would be able to buy all this kind of stuff without an eBay consignment, and I can sell these for whatever I want because these are my items. I'm not selling them for someone else. But thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos later.